McIntosh from Sunshine Coast Woman, and I'm here today with Stacey from The Healthy Happy Soul. How are you, Stacey?
Yeah, good, thanks.
She's
How are you?
good. We're good.
Yeah.
We've just been down and had a look at the beach, and it was beautiful. Wanted to film there, but very loud. Waves are crashing, and so it was a beautiful background, just very, very loud. It is my super happy place. I am so relaxed when I'm at the beach. How about you? Do you like the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat the beach. All right, we're just going to ask you a few little easy questions. Can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Stacey. I'm a mum. I'm a wife. I'm a fitness instructor, a teacher. I'm really passionate about health and fitness, which is why I have my business, The Healthy Happy Soul, and why I started that.
That is unreal. And so tell us about teaching. You were teaching children for a while, and
Yes.
and then and now broken out into teaching adults. You're
Yeah.
doing, yeah. So
Yeah.
what are the differences, do you think?
Well, I think I just, ever since I was about 6, I've had people saying to me, oh my gosh, you're like a born teacher, which is so funny because my parents are both teachers, and so I thought I will never be a teacher, never.
Yeah.
And then so I went into teaching, I studied teaching, and then I sort of just fell into fitness instructing, which is teaching but just in a totally different way of applying it. And then now what I do in my business coaching, it sort of partners really well with teaching. So it's, I guess adults are a little bit more proactive and engaged in the process purely because they're paying for it as well. Whereas most kids, they're just there because they have to be.
Absolutely. And people always say you invest more in what you pay for. When you're given something for free, people don't invest in it. They don't retain it. They tend to not value it.
Yeah.
So I think there you've got your perfect clientele who want to retain those things.
Yeah.
So you didn't grow up in the Sunshine Coast. Where are you from originally?
No, I'm from a really small town called Wandai, not Bondi. People have to go, yes, Bondi. No, Wandai, very small little sleepy country town of about 3,000 people, 3 hours sort of northwest of the Sunshine Coast. And so grew up there. My parents were both teachers there. We lived there for my whole childhood, but we always holidayed at the beach. Loved the Sunshine Coast. My heart was always here, and when I was old enough to move, I went, I'm going to go live at the Sunshine Coast.
And isn't it magnificent here?
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Best thing we all ever did was
Yeah.
move here. So, and growing up, I read that you had chronic fatigue. What was that like?
That was a really challenging part of my life because I was only 13 years old, and I guess that time of my life when I thought I'd be starting high school and really being with peers and getting to know a new friendship group and all those things, and instead my reality was lying in bed, very, very sick, very underweight, not being able to engage in those social settings and just being very disconnected from, I guess, whatever normal life I thought I was going to have. So my day looked like lying on bed for most of my day. My dad would come home from work and take me from bed to the bathroom and put me back into bed because I was just so sick. And so it was, 2 years of just very sick, very unwell, and no real answers as to why. Being from a small country town, people just didn't know what it was. They just thought I was depressed, or there was not a lot of understanding about it.
Yeah, I've had a friend who had chronic fatigue, and they just can't explain it. It's a whole range of symptoms, but you just have no energy to do anything. And as a teenager, that must have been terrible because that's when you want to be out forming all your your friendships, and that would have been pretty hardcore. And you had a beautiful baby girl too.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because that you're obviously in a small town and had a baby girl quite young, and was that pressure on you?
Yeah, I think, so I guess when you're talking about chronic fatigue, the thing that when I share with clients and why I'm really passionate about what I do now, which is holistic wellness for body, mind and soul, not only was I physically unwell with chronic fatigue, but I was also really emotionally unwell and really spiritually disconnected. I just felt completely a mess in all areas. And so then when I did come back to school and started to reintegrate into normal life, I still had even though physically I was well, my emotional well-being wasn't good, my social well-being wasn't good, my spiritual well-being wasn't good, so that affected everything else. And so instead of sort of coming back in and being able to, I guess, just really integrate back into normal teenage life, I just fell into a party scene because I was very insecure, wanted to fit in, wanted to just, be a part of whatever normal was. And at that time, 15 years old, it was partying and drinking in a small country town.
Absolutely.
And so, from there, I just was quite self-destructed, very bitter and angry from missing out on what I thought I should have been a part of.
Yeah.
And at 16 I fell pregnant with my daughter.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and in a small country town, obviously, my parents were both very well known. They were school teachers, so it was quite a challenge because you can't really hide, and everyone knew it, and so I guess that shame as well.
Yeah, and isn't it a shame that you feel that? But good on you for going through that and coming out stronger at the other end. So, what was your light bulb moment? That led you from that destructive teen to knowing that there's another way of life, a better way of living?
I think it was lots of little steps along the way. There was lots of support from lots of different people who I'm very grateful for. Like, obviously it's not just me who's overcome, it's all the people who were around me during that season of just believing in me even when I didn't believe in myself. And so I remember, so after I had my daughter, it wasn't like instantly I wanted to get better. There was still a lot of bitterness, anger, resentment that I was now in this situation of, well, now I've got a baby and what? So all my friends went off to uni.
Doing other things.
And did their normal thing. And again, I wasn't sort of in that normal life. So I was still very angry. I still rebelled, I guess, and just was trying to deal, I guess. A child, raising a child as best I could. So I was really overweight because in my pregnancy, how I coped with just what was going on, I just turned to food. And so I put on a lot of weight. I was very angry, and I guess my self-esteem was very low, my self-worth. And so I remember just one day, my daughter was about a year old, and I just went, I'm so sick and tired of just feeling sick and tired and over myself. And so I went and I tried a group fitness class. It was my first ever real gym experience. I'd never grown up in a really sporty or athletic or fit household. We'd always done sport, but never really been super driven to pursue that. And so I nearly died. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was so uncoordinated. Everything hurt. I was just horrible. But from that moment, there was just this little spark of I'd made a positive choice for myself. And I think that was my first thing of, for so long, I'd had to try and get better because I'd had to. But this was the first time I'd made a positive choice for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus those exercise endorphins,
they
kick in. It's like,
they were good.
Not sure why I feel so good, but I feel good.
And I wanted to do it again.
Absolutely. So that's wonderful. And did you have self-doubt on the way? Like, is it something that, or did you just get in and say, I'm just going to do this, I'll achieve this little thing here, this little goal, and then that leads to the next goal and the next goal? Or was it like, why am I doing this?
I think it was a lot of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Just a learning process. And it's really great because now when I work with my clients, I can empathise.
You understand.
It's not just full steam ahead. It is learning a little bit, and then, a negative mindset or a poor self-belief or whatever it is sort of might pull us back for a minute where we just have to reevaluate and move forward again. So I had that goal. I didn't know, guess what it was. I just wanted to be better than what it was because it'd been pretty horrible. So I thought anything's got to be better. Yeah,
exactly. And I read you joined a church group, and I'm very highly spiritual. I mean, most people would know that about me. I remember being a young child myself, and not in a very happy family home growing up. And I remember being very angry at God. I used to yell at him and say, "What are you doing to me? Why is this?" But I guess it's all lessons. Did you? Because you said you felt disconnected, maybe a bit from God. Did you find a point where you came back and realised that, that this is your path and
most definitely. So I was raised in a beautiful Christian household, so there was always that foundation. And really, like I said, when I just was sick with chronic fatigue, I just was so angry at God. I just thought, if you are there who loves me, and from all the things I'd sort of learned, well, why is this happening to me? And as a young child, I didn't really have the maturity to see beyond that. I just saw poor me in this moment.
Of course.
Why is this happening to me? I'm a good person, all those kind of things. And it just sort of, I guess, so for a long time I was very disconnected from God, very angry because, not only was there chronic fatigue, then there was the baby, then there was the overweight, and it just was yuck. And I think I just got to a point where life was just so rubbish that I was seeking. you know, and everything I'd been trying to do, which was to try and make it myself or find that thing that was just going to fill that hole in my soul through whether it was alcohol or bad relationships or whatever it was, none of that was satisfying. And so a girlfriend just asked me to come to church with her one night, and I thought I literally was at the end of my rope where I thought I don't have anything to lose. And so just that night I just really found just that connection, that thing that so hard to describe and put into words, but obviously it's had such a radical transformation on my life, that relationship with God, because, you know, everyone who knows me and saw what I was like now, they can see that, oh, this is real, there's something bigger at work here than just me. And so of course now, you know, my business has faith principles and Christian beliefs through it because it's such a big part of my life. So,
no, I love that, and I totally believe that. I always, and a big thing, and I said it the other day, I just said, God, please take the steering wheel of my life. I'm not sure where I'm going, because I obviously just finished my IT career. I've embarked on this journey, and this journey is making me feel so good. I'm, you know, like meeting beautiful souls like yourself, and I just totally said, I don't know what's happening, please take over, and things just unfolded immediately. And I love it. So, you know, I just think when you're unsure, you're depressed, or, you know, not happy, you don't have the answers. You've got to go and seek them, you know. And some people say, I don't believe in God, and that's fine. But go to there is a higher being. So you know, you must. We don't have the answers. We're not built with the answers. So,
I believe that. Totally.
Absolutely. So, what are your goals for the future?
They're really big.
That is fabulous. You have to have big goals.
My heart with the Healthy Happy Soul, initially it was just, I just wanted to use all those gifts and passions and talents that I had and my life experiences. And it wasn't even my idea. If I put it together, I would be really pleased. But it's, you know, it's totally God's plan, and I am truly just following that. I like you said, I don't have all the answers. Thank goodness for that. So I'm just sort of following this path and this journey. And so the Healthy Happy Soul, my heart for it is that it would just impact people. It would connect them with just, it would see them break free of poor self-worth, of negative mindsets, of things that are just holding them back from being the person who they are created to be. We have an amazing purpose. Every single one of us has an amazingly unique purpose, special for us. That's like a fingerprint. No one else has that, because we're all completely unique. But too often we are just fed lies that we have to be like that person, or be that size, or all these things. And I just think, my heart breaks for that, because I know that I did that for many years, where I was not authentic, I wasn't true to myself. And what a tragedy that the world might have missed out on the thing that I have to give.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I'm so passionate. I'm like, okay, so let's get you healthy, happy, whole, free, able to fully give yourself whatever that thing looks like for you to the world, impact it in the way that only you can. And just, it just makes me, so excited.
Great.
And I just believe, you know, when we are healthy and happy and whole, that self-love, that self-worth, it causes us to think differently about ourselves. Sorry, I'm getting really passionate now.
It's so true.
I get so passionate.
It's great. You build better relationships. You're a happier person. I totally get that.
And you are more effective for the assignment that you've been created for. You know, we are so blessed in this current world that we live in, where we have more reach and access than ever before for free. You know, the internet is an amazing tool. We have social media. If you follow me on social media, The Healthy Happy Soul, I promise only feel good health and fitness. I only put up good feel stuff, nothing that's going to make you feel rubbish about yourself, little gems of wisdom from what I've learnt along my journey, just positive stuff. It goes deeper than just positive, good vibes, but just really trying to bring about a positive space for the internet, which can be quite negative, particularly in the health and fitness industry, where it's very competitive, very judgmental, very comparison, and I believe comparison is the thief of joy. So I will really, everything I do is to try and be the opposite to that. So yeah, using social media to really widen my reach. I have some programs that I've written and developed, and I'd really like them to go bigger, for people to be aware of them, for people to access them, because I know how powerful they are. People who I've worked with have had amazing life transformations, you know, and then for people to say, you haven't just changed me, you've changed how I parent, how I'm a wife, how I'm a friend. So the impact's not just for themselves, it's for the people around them too. So I'm really passionate about trying to get that out. I nearly finished a book. I'm very close.
Well done.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll be available.
Tell us what it's called.
Oh, it's only a very small one. It doesn't have a title yet, actually.
Oh, well, that's all right. It's a
secret.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that this morning. Basically, it's going to be 21 days of a really practical little, very short little sort of piece of wisdom about just really challenging your worth, your identity, and then a few little questions to just unpack that. So for me today, what does that mean and how can you apply it? So it's not a big book, it's just one little page every day, one question or two, something you can apply practically every day.
I love it. So going on quickly, what is your favourite spot on the Sunshine Coast?
The beach, of course. I'm always down there. Just does something for your soul. Walking with my family or on my own, nothing can beat it. I don't ever take it for granted. I truly, every morning when I step onto that beach, I lose my breath. I'm just so grateful to live here.
Yes, we are very blessed, and we want to thank you very much for your time today. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Wow, thank you.